Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome guys to my channel. Today we're going to cover the first time I encountered Shang-Chi in a story arc. A character that at least within my collection, he doesn't pop up too often. The first time I saw him again was in this X-Men story arc, X-Men issues 62 to 64 from 1997. Then I remember seeing him popping up in the Heroes for Hire series, in the Misty Knight lineup, and then in the Jonathan Hickman Avengers run. So back the first time I saw him, I thought he was pretty cool. He had a really awesome tattoo on his arm. Here we can see Carlos Pacheco's art, which is really awesome. And this tattoo, actually, after this first appearance, I saw him with it. I never saw it again. Like, the artist just directly disregarded this, or it was forgotten. This particular story arc was written by Scott Lobdell. He did a pretty good job. Like, it's a pretty interesting story arc. They try something different with it. A couple of things, at least for me, don't add up. But we get the reintroduction of Shang-Chi, who was sort of like missing in action for a real long time. Character was created in the 70s, and then sort of just faded away in the 80s and 90s up until this point to 1997. Maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me in the comments below. We get the reintroduction of a major villain in the story arc. Before I spoil it, it's a really old comic book. It came out in 1997. But just in case, we get the reintroduction of Kingpin. So it's really interesting to see Kingpin pop up in an X-Men story arc. So he has resurfaced. He's been contacted by British intelligence. He's going to this mansion to talk with one of his informants. He's attacked by a group of ninjas. When I reread this, I thought they were the Hand, but no, it's another group of ninjas called the C-Fan. Is it the C-Fan? Yes, C-Fan ninjas. Because the thing is, his father, Shang-Chi's father, was like a crime lord and deep into a lot of dark and shady and villainous stuff. So Shang-Chi, the fight against his father, defining aspect of this character. So Shang-Chi battles against these ninjas. Carlos Pacheco's action is really awesome. I said awesome. Sorry about that. Really awesome. He does a killer job battling these ninjas. Wolverine. This is still this time we had caveman Wolverine. Back when he had bone claws, he de-evolved. And things got really weird. He lost his nose for some reason. Sorry for the glare, but as you can see here, this was illustrated by Joe Madureira. Fantastic art, but for some reason, he decided to take off his nose when he de-evolved into a more feral version of himself. So Wolverine jumps in to help. Shang-Chi sort of freaks out. It's like, who the hell is this dude? Thinks he's with the ninjas, so they start battling it out. But back during this time, Wolverine was the best fighter of the Marvel Universe. Defeats the best fighter, kung fu fighter of the Marvel Universe in one page. Really showing off how much of a badass Wolverine is, but it's sort of weird, having the return of and building up, because I remember there's around the return of Shang-Chi getting his showing this return of this character and getting his ass kicked by Wolverine. So what happens is the big part of the story is that his villainous father, Shang-Chi's father, created this weird immortality serum. Someone's trying to get his hands on it. I can't remember the name of the serum. Someone's trying to get their hands on it, and seemingly they're trying to use it to cure the legacy virus, which the whole concept of the legacy virus in that whole story arc, it's pretty interesting. It's a virus that only affected humans, not humans, only mutants. People fearing mutants even more because they thought it might be contagious towards humans, makes their powers go haywire, and makes their deaths pretty miserable. X-Men have taken interest in this too, trying to find out who's trying to get behind, trying to find this cure, because they're worried that the person involved trying to get the cure is going to use it as some type of political leverage over mutants. Things even worse between humans and mutants. So during this time, this is right before the zero tolerance crossover, which was also pretty good. We have Cannonball is on the X-Men, which I liked him. I thought he was like an interesting addition to the team. So rookie member because he was on the New Mutants for a really long time and also X-Force. The X-Men go to Hong Kong with Shang-Chi. They're going to try to investigate. Shang-Chi's going to dive deep into the Hong Kong underworld, check out. Seems to be running his father's old empire that he thought he had disposed of, who was using his dad's ninjas and the serum. They're greeted by this group of super powered ninja dudes. So we have the X-Men and Shang-Chi having the battle against these guys, and also we have not only the return of Shang-Chi, Kingpin also, at least within the pages of X-Men, like he already had made a return in X-Force, but this was the first time he's made known to the X-Men is Sebastian Shaw, a really awesome character, part of the Hellfire Club, guy used to run the show. Seemingly he had been killed by Shinobi Shaw, one of the upstarts. When Jean Grey sees him, she totally flips out, drops a car on him immediately. But obviously, Sebastian Shaw is no pushover. Even Wolverine says, "Hey, wait, don't provoke this guy," because whoever's trying to get their hands on the serum is trying to make a power move, possibly trying to take over the Hellfire Club. Sebastian Shaw also has interest in trying to get his hands on the cure for the legacy virus to use it himself as political leverage, even though he says to the X-Men, like, no, I want to save the mutants, so on and so forth. But we always know that Sebastian Shaw is a conniving business guy. Get the big reveal. Kingpin is the one behind the cure of stealing the formula and trying to find a cure for the legacy virus. But the X-Men are like even more worried now. It's like, what the hell is he planning? Because is way too dangerous with the cure of the legacy virus in his hands. So in the final issue of the story arc, look at the art. It's really good. The coloring too. Like rereading the art really holds up. And tells the X-Men like, hey, I'm gonna try to we're going to use Cannonball as a test subject with this new serum. Then we have a three-way standoff between the X-Men, Sebastian Shaw, and Kingpin. That's one thing that doesn't make sense because Sebastian Shaw is like sort of afraid and confronting Kingpin on his own due to all these ninjas, but like Sebastian Shaw can really sort of tear through all these ninjas very easily. And a real surprise move in the story is that Storm just unilaterally just decides to destroy the cure, destroy the serum. She thinks in the hands of any of these two guys, be it Kingpin or Sebastian Shaw, it's way too dangerous. And so she straight up destroys the serum, catches everyone by surprise. It's like, I'm the co-leader of the X-Men. I'm gonna do whatever. So, like, she doesn't run it through any other members, X-Men. And the X-Men are like sort of okay with this. It's like I would imagine they would sort of they should have been like totally freaking out. So this is sort of the weird part of the story. Like it's a really ballsy move to have Storm to do this, destroy it, and they should have had a story arc where she has to own up to this, like to a guy that has the legacy virus, that has a character that has the legacy virus, finds out about this and totally freaks out with Storm. That would have been really cool to do a follow up, like something like that. It feels like a wasted opportunity. So after this, we immediately go into the Zero Tolerance story arc, which was really awesome. At least I really enjoyed it. But the story arc, this one, is sort of been forgotten over time. The reintroduction of Shang-Chi, his tattoo especially. So, hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time.